It's the first of its kind, a culmination of interactive and televised media that blends near CGI graphics with live-action episodic cutscenes. While this sounds like a TV show you'd typically find on CBS, AMC, or HBO, it's actually a video game for your Xbox One or PC. We're talking about Quantum Break, the new IP that's sure to bring you deeper into the story than any other game before. Hi guys, I'm Stephanie Panisello with the Leaderboard, and we're here to get you pumped for this highly anticipated sci-fi action thriller. Have you already picked up your copy? Just wondering what all this fuss is about? Well, we've got something for everyone as we count down 107 facts you should know about Quantum Break. Let's get started. Number 1. Quantum Break is a sci-fi drama third-person shooter published by Microsoft that's set to be released on April 5th, 2016. Number 2. If you feel like people have been talking about this game for a while now, it's probably because the game was announced in 2013 and scheduled to be released much earlier. Number 3. The game was developed by Remedy Entertainment, the makers of Alan Wake and Max Payne. Number 4. Quantum Break uses the newly developed Northlight gaming engine that Remedy considers their storytelling technology. To put it simply, it makes everything look really, really good. Number 5. Remedy is based in Espoo, the second largest city in Finland. Rovio, the developers of Angry Birds, are also based there. No wonder Espoo is becoming known as a paradise for video game creators. Number 6. Remedy was founded in 1995, and their first game, Death Rally, came out a year later. Number 7. The game was originally announced as an exclusive for Xbox One. However, it has been announced that the game will be released on PC as well. Number 8. The game stars Jack Joyce, a man who literally has too much time on his hands, because he can control it. Number 9. Jack gets his time powers from exposure to chronons in a time machine experiment gone terribly wrong. He's not the only one to receive the powers either, though. If he was, then, well, this game would probably be very unexciting. Number 10. It's not just a few characters getting messed up from the experiment. Time itself gets broken and leads to glitches where it doesn't move like it should. These periods, if they can be called periods considering time is a meaningless measurement anyway, are called stutters. Jack Joyce has the ability to pull people out of stutters and get them moving again. Number 11. The game is set in the fictional town of Riverport, a college town on the East Coast. Given that the game is made by Remedy, I'll admit I would have liked the town to have been named, I don't know, maybe Night Springs, because it feels a lot like Night Springs' plot. Number 12. Villain Paul Serene works for a sketchy science company called MONARCH Solutions. There's no affiliation to the venture bros Monarch, sadly, but possibly alluding to the popular conspiracy project Monarch. Though that has to do with mind control, so it doesn't matter that MONARCH Solutions just sounds cryptic as hell, I guess. Number 13. Paul Serene is played by Aidan Gillen, who most of us will recognize as Littlefinger from the Game of Thrones. His skills as a perennial villain continues, and if Paul ends up anything like Littlefinger, then I'll definitely be rooting for him. Hashtag Team Baelish. Number 14. Quantum Break actually stars a number of actors with live-action experience, like Dominic Monaghan from The Lord of the Rings and Shawn Ashmore from X-Men. Number 15. So why does a game which is typically animated need live-action actors? If you guessed it's because Quantum Break will be an FMV game, then number 1, that's a really weird conclusion to draw, and number 2, you're only half wrong, since Quantum Break is being released alongside a live-action show by the same name. Number 16. The live-action show gets even more creative because the episodes of the first season are designed to respond to the players' choices and after the outcomes of the narrative. Number 17. The show isn't being released on a major network. Instead, players can stream it through their Xbox or PC as they complete segments of the game. This way, each player gets to enjoy their version of the story rather than subjecting everyone to the most popular set of choices. So, I guess if they're recording a series of possible scenes like a Choose Your Own Adventures book, this is actually why the game's release date had to be pushed back. It all makes sense now. Number 18. If you're worried that these streamed episodes will make the game online only, well, you don't have to be. The episodes can be downloaded and enjoyed offline. Number 19. If you would prefer not to have your game interrupted by 22-minute episodes of a television show, well, then you can skip them altogether. Number 20. You'll be able to watch the game show on your smartphone or tablet. Unlike typical games where you're limited to the cutscenes during the game, this will be an entirely standalone experience if you want it to be. Number 21. The show was made by Lifeboat Productions with Remedy overseeing production. Number 22. The show is designed to follow the actions of the villains, while the game is designed to follow more the plot of the heroes. Number 23. Before the events of the story, Paul and Jack were good friends. Unfortunately, time travel and manipulation has a way of bringing out the worst in people, and so friends become enemies. Number 24. The game begins with Jack Joyce returning home after he spent 6 years traveling the world. God, that must be nice. 6-year vacation. Number 25. Paul and Jack didn't get the same set of time travel powers. Though there does seem to be some overlap, Paul alone has the ability to look forward in time and see how different events will play out. Number 26. This pseudo-future vision leads to a set of decisions in the game. At different points, you take control of Paul's serene and choose how he'll respond to events. Number 27. So what about our hero's powers? Fortunately, Jack can still do super cool things, like create bubbles of frozen time. If you create a time bubble, you can shoot a bunch of bullets into it. They all stop when they hit the bubble, and when time resumes, they'll all fly together. Number 28. You also get time vision, which acts suspiciously like other forms of tactical vision that highlight enemies and other intactable objects such as ammo, but you get time vision. Number 29. Your time dodge acts a little like a dodge roll, except you don't have to squirm around the floor like an animal, you just sort of blip through time and space. Number 30. So if you're wondering why the ability to stop time and essentially teleport don't make for a minor god, it's probably because of all your powers having a cooldown time. Number 31. Jack also has access to Time Rush ability that lets him get close into melee distance on enemies and surprise them with a fist to the face, baby. Number 32. Enemies react to weird time shenanigans, or maybe it's more accurate to say that they don't. If you freeze enemies in time and run somewhere else, they'll lose sight of you and just be absolutely confused. Number 33. Quantum Break is a single-player experience, which makes sense because a multiplayer game where everyone can freeze time would be really hard to experience or to implement in the first place. Number 34. Although he can walk through time like it ain't no thing, Jack doesn't control time stutters. They're more of a narrative thing that happens to you. However, he can manipulate time with those time stutters. Number 35. Stutters can last for a brief period of time or several minutes, which is a nice way of saying that they'll last as long as it takes for you to do what you need to do. Number 36. But don't get comfortable thinking that you can just waltz around and do whatever you want in a stutter. Monarch Solutions has a solution. They have outlifted some of their operatives, called strikers, with suits that allow them to move and act in stutters the same way that you can. Number 37. Because stutters happen in time, people without time powers or the right gear can't observe them. So while the world is ending, most people are unaware of how close they really are to their doom. Number 38. In general, you can expect Monarch Solutions to do their best to ruin your day. As you progress, you'll encounter more enemies that are immune to more forms of your time manipulation nonsense. Number 39. On the flip side, your time powers can be enhanced and customized. And to do so, you'll be looking for chronon sources using your time vision. Number 40. For the curious, chronons are a proposed unit of time in a theoretical model in which time isn't continuous. Number 41. Remedy feels that video games can serve as a melting pot for different mediums. Max Payne takes inspiration from graphic novels, Alan Wake took inspiration from serialized television, and Quantum Break follows this trend with its television moments. Number 42. For truly ravenous fans, there will even be a book to accompany the game and show. It's called Quantum Break Zero State and will be released alongside the game. Number 43. Quantum Break was initially pitched as Alan Wake 2 and still contained the live-action TV element. Number 44. Sam Lake started his career at Remedy as a writer for Max Payne. He's now a creative director working with 3 other writers on the story of the Quantum Break game, while another set of writers work on the show. Number 45. When asked about the game, Lake told fans to prepare for a lot of cliffhangers, which is unsurprising because this is supposed to be fused with a TV show after all. Number 46. In an interview, Sam Lake of Remedy said that Jack Joyce could walk on water when time was stopped. However, he didn't confirm whether or not this was a gameplay element or just a trivia detail. Number 47. If Jake of Remedy looks familiar to you in all of his interviews, then there's probably a reason for that. He is the original model for Max Payne. Number 48. A physicist who used to work for the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, worked with a team to give the plot an air of scientific plausibility. Number 49. The visual styles used to display time stoppage were inspired by long exposure photography. Number 50. The facial motion capture was done by a Scottish company called Dimensional Imaging and is insane. The details that go into the digital versions of the actors are almost way too good. Number 51. One of Remedy's narrative designers, Greg Loudon, also worked on movies like Sucker Punch, Prometheus, Gravity, and Happy Feet 2. Number 52. The CEO of Remedy recently stepped down. However, it does not appear that there's any bad blood, as he left the studio by stating that the best is yet to come for Remedy. Number 53. The creators of the game drew inspiration from some classic time travel movies such as Back to the Future, Interstellar, and Terminator. Number 54. Although not one to lie by omission, Lake admitted that he really didn't understand the movie Primer, a film where 2 friends stumble upon the discovery of time travel. Number 55. Audio directors for the game were serious about getting high-quality sound, going as far as to smash real cars to get the sound for the in-game destruction. They went all the way. Number 56. Beth Wilder, another important character, is voiced by Courtney Hope of popular crime dramas Bones, NCIS, and Criminal Minds. Number 57. If you have a problem with the game's seemingly slow start, don't worry. It was intentional. Lake explains that a lot of action games like to throw a lot at you right away, but Quantum Break is about the story, and the story starts out in the calm before the storm. Number 58. The developers started out with two simple ideas: what they wanted to do with a time travel game and what we wanted to do with a live action show. So from there, the team started putting pieces together, starting with Jack and Paul as a protagonist and antagonist. Number 59. Actor Sean Dury was originally meant to be Jack Joyce, but ended up being switched over to Nick, a cab driver players will get to experience if certain choices are made during the game. Number 60. Lance Riddick, known for his role in Fringe and The Wire, took on the role of Martin Hatch. Before the developers knew about this casting, many scenes were very Paul-centric, but when they found out that they had Lance, they knew this character had to be incorporated a bit more. Number 61. Courtney Hope and Patrick Husinger, both of whom have been in films and television shows, were also cast for the live-action Quantum Break episodes. Number 62. Marshall Allman, who you may have seen in shows like Prison Break and True Blood, picks up the role of Charlie Wincott. Number 63. Another True Blood cast member, Amelia Rose Blair, was cast for Quantum Break as Amy Ferraro. Number 64. Remember that character Sticky Muffin? Mimi Michaels, the actress that plays her, makes her video game debut as Fiona Miller in Quantum Break. Number 65. Shawn Ashmore talks about Quantum Break being a completely new experience that's pushing him as an actor. He not only preps and acts for the show, but he also acts for motion capture and the facial recognition software. Number 66. In an interview with Metro, Lake said that one of the biggest things that they learned from Alan Wake was how to address variety and progress during the game experiences, which he states helped create a deeper gameplay for Quantum Break. Number 67. There was actually some hesitation about making a TV show after the last movie adaptation of a Remedy game. Max Payne was critically panned, but don't worry about that. Another misstep like Max Payne won't happen. The folks that made Quantum Break had nothing to do with that film. Number 68. During gameplay, there will still be scenes using the in-game graphics over the live-action shots of the show. So if you were worried that the story would slow down during the gameplay, you're wrong. Number 69. In both the game and live-action interludes, there are timestamps. Lake talked in an interview about how the narrative team meticulously went back and forth through the timestamps of the game to show and make sure that they were synced perfectly, but admitted that sometimes the players catch things that even they missed. That's part of the challenge. Number 70. Quantum Break is going to be crammed with Easter eggs from some of Remedy's previous titles like Alan Wake. Sam Lake even makes an appearance in one of which was briefly mentioned in a holiday greeting video. Number 71. Sam Lake says that Paul maybe has good intentions. Maybe it's just me, but I think Lake is letting us know that Jack's character goes deeper than your typical protagonist. Number 72. Lake also says that he thinks Jack would look good with a mustache, which is either, a completely innocent comment, or it's a hint that a mustache-based second season he is totally down for. Number 73. Much like Alan Wake, Jack almost always wears a jacket, and anyone that's played Max Payne probably sees a trend happening then, that Remedy's designers like outerwear. Number 74. The Monarch symbol is an M, designed to look like a butterfly, clearly meant to represent its namesake. Number 75. Scavengers and 100%ers will be happy to hear that the game will be filled with hidden items that, when found, unlocks secret content. So take it all in, guys. Number 76. Even though Quantum Break is a third-person shooter, it has puzzle and platforming elements. Many are based around timing the use of your powers. However, Lake made it very clear in interviews that the game is made to be extremely fluid, so don't expect any brain stumpers. Number 77. Fans of prior Remedy titles and, games in general, will likely already know that the red barrels explode in Quantum Break when shot, so keep a lookout for an upper hand with some sweet explosions. Number 78. It's probably smart not to stand next to the red barrels while you're at it, so you probably also don't want to stand near propane tanks during a firefight either. This goes for games and real life, people. Remember that. Number 79. Jack also has a habit of swearing, which, given the circumstances, is completely appropriate. Number 80. Jack Joyce is single, maybe because of his potty mouth. Dating is hard, guys. It really is. Number 81. Will Joyce is Jack's late brother, whom died in the time machine accident at the university. Number 82. Despite being friends, Jack blames Paul for the death of his brother, which is fair enough given the circumstances. It's a shame Jack couldn't manipulate time and space with some sort of crazy mutant powers or something, but wait, yeah, he can. Number 83. The end of each act is what developers call a junction. During this junction, players take on the role of Paul and make integral choices that piece together the story. It is these junctions that depict how the game progresses and which episodes you'll be watching. Number 84. Throughout the game, players will be faced with disasters that get trapped into time stutters. To navigate through these scenes where the environment is shifting as the disasters around them skips, forward, rewinds, and jitters in time, players will have to use their various abilities. Number 85. We've mentioned Jack's abilities to stop time and use it as a form of dodging, but there's more. He can also use his powers to form a shield around him. Not only will it stop bullets and give you an extra few seconds to reload and catch your breath, but it also pushes back enemies a bit so they're not too close when it's activated. Number 86. Time Blast is another move which, well, as the name implies, blasts your enemies with time. This will knock them back, stun them, and cause them some damage. Number 87. Easily one of the most satisfying features of the Quantum Break gameplay are the Max Payne-style kill cams, which take a cinematic sweep around your enemy as the final bullet or ability strikes them down. Number 88. Quantum Break is set up like a standard 5-act play with 4 episodes between them. In the game's FAQ, it states that the length of the game is dependent upon your actions. Number 89. Due to the way the game is being formatted, it has high replayability, as the choices you make change your objectives and cutscenes. The live-action episodes alone will take up to 2 hours if you choose to watch them. Number 90. Quantum Break, The Secret History of Time Travel is a strategy guide and so much more. Not only will it give you breakdowns of each act and the branches that transpire from certain choices, but it also gives you a glimpse of the history of the game accompanied by concept art. Number 91. Remedy and Xbox are very confident in the game, so much so that the review copies of the game were sent out nearly 3 weeks before launch, giving critics and journalists plenty of time to, really delve into the game, which is something that Thomas Pua of Remedy's PR team states is rarely done with massive games like Quantum Break. Number 92. If you're super excited for the game, you can get your own wallpapers of Quantum Break on the Remedy website. Number 93. Remedy Entertainment's director says that the Quantum Break storyline would cover more than one game, meaning fans of the game can start looking forward to sequels already. Number 94. There's an Instagram account for the game filled with developer art and behind-the-scenes photos. You can follow them at Quantum Break Game. Number 95. If you're a fan of free swag, you'll want to check out Quantum Break's Twitter page. They do frequent sweepstakes for their fan base. Number 96. In the case that you aren't one to test your luck with sweepstakes, but are dying for some Quantum Break memorabilia, head over to the Microsoft Studios shop. They have Quantum Break t-shirts that's been very popular. Number 97. Quantum Break was nominated for the most anticipated game in the 2015 Game Awards. Number 98. Remedy's head of franchise development, Oskari Hakkanen, calls Quantum Break the ultimate Remedy game. Coming from a studio that has cranked out multiple instant classics, that's a high praise. Number 99. Game Informer asked Lake to describe Quantum Break in one word. He chose exciting. Number 100. OXM had a Quantum Break feature in which they stated good actors and production values helped sell us on putting down the controller and picking up the popcorn. Number 101. The game's first magazine feature was an Edge magazine. Number 102. Quantum Break was also on the cover of the December 2015 Game Informer, with a cover that featured highly stylized game art. Number 103. The TV spot features a rad cover of Nirvana's Come As You Are. Number 104. On March 14, 2016, Microsoft Studios live streamed an hour of Quantum Break on Twitch, so if you're on the fence about gameplay, that's a good place to check it out. Number 105. The game's website showed a picture of the custom Quantum Break controller with art in the style of the game, which totally should have been included in the Xbox One bundle. Number 106. There is no additional cost for the show that accompanies the game and will be available to players the day the game ships. Number 107. If you're a digital pre-order customer and you would have rather had a PC version, then no worries. You can still get a PC download code as part of a pre-order. Thanks so much for watching 107 facts that you should know about Quantum Break. What did you think about the live-action series that came with the game? Sound off in the comments. And if you like this video, be sure to check out some of our other 107 facts videos by clicking the annotations or links in the description. We have new videos dropping every week, so let us know what game you want us to cover next. And if you like getting more from your games, subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.